Hey guys, Jeremy Booyer here. Jeremy Sutton here, Dirty Right Rear Podcast. This episode, we got Korbin Keith, sprint car driver. He's been killing it, doing some cool stuff this year, so we'll be right back after this commercial. Hey guys, this is Jeremy Booyer and Jeremy Sutton of the Dirty Right Rear Podcast. We want to shout out to one of our new sponsors, which we've talked about quite a bit lately, but Coles County Speedway, actually the oldest micro track in the United States, opened up in 1956. They're going to be running every Saturday night, Outlaw Wing, Non-Wing, A-Class Wing, Restrictor, Junior Sprint, and Mod Lights. They'll also have several 2- and 3-day big shows all throughout the season that they're going to have, and is the home of the WFO Micro Series also, and you can check them out at colescountyspeedway.com or on their Facebook page, and their address is 10743 East County Road 900 North, Mattoon, Illinois.
All right, Corbin, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
I know we tried to get you on.
Like 3 times probably.
Yeah, about a month ago, and our producer ended up getting sick and things didn't work out. And then scheduling, once we actually started race season, man, everybody's busy. Him and I's busy. Our producer's busy. You're busy. So glad we finally got you on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
I know we'll go ahead and talk about the year. Tell us, it's not been a year you really want to brag about so far this year.
No, it started off rough. Our first race was Peevely, and I guess first night, I think it was the 12th.
Yeah, that was with the World of Outlaws, right?
Yeah. And there's 60-something cars there, and we're behind the 8-ball because we're the local guy we don't have close to 1,000 horsepower by now and whatnot, and I just washed up coming out of 2 and smacked it with the right rear and knocked the whole rear end out of it. So that was how that night went, and we worked all day, tried to get the other rear end squared up, and the snout was bent on it. So we're just trying to make do with what we could, and went out there, got on the gas for hot laps, and it snapped right in half, and it was over from there.
Yeah, I know, and that's got to be I don't know the good way to say this. That's a devastating way to start the year.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you guys had big hopes and dreams going into the year of running a pretty tough schedule where you was going to put yourself running against World of Outlaws, High Limits when they come to town, Power I, that type of stuff. So kind of feeding to the wolves, and I know it didn't start off good.
No, it got better for about 3 races, and then it just, it hasn't been great. Jacksonville here lately hasn't been my friend. The past 2 times we've been there, the 2 cars on the front row piled it up, and I had nowhere to go. Junked my frame. We tried to straighten it back out at the shop with a torch and sledgehammer, but ended up breaking it. So it's about noon at this time, and we still have a complete race car. So I go up to my grandma and grandpa's house. We grab our other spare car I bought over the winter, and about 1:30 we had it completely stripped down other than like the fuel and the brake stuff, and we finally got it in the trailer about 5:45 and showed up, hot lapped, and was leading the heat race. Panhard bar, actually, Dad, I'm sorry about this, but he left the Panhard bar bolt loose. It cost me a heat race win.
Front row starting spot for the feature.
Front row starting spot of the feature, and it has not been great.
Yeah,
we've raced against a lot stiffer competition. I feel like I've gotten a lot better, mentally and physically. It's helped me out quite a bit, and very grateful to be able to do what I do.
Yeah, I know. Running against that competition, you're gonna have your nights where you feel terrible and you just feel like you don't belong, but in the long run, that's going to make you a better driver for sure.
Yeah, like locally, I used to dream about just finishing second to Casey Birch, and like last night, me and him were running side by side for a lap or 2 and never once even got close to touching each other, and you can't do that with everybody.
Right. I noticed, again, this is going to air quite a ways off, but I was at Farmington last night, and I seen you guys dicing it up in the rubber, and, you'd miss the rubber, and he'd miss it, and, yeah, it was, you guys had a heck of a battle going there. It was for 3rd and 4th at the time, ended up being 2nd and 3rd, and I believe you come out 3rd last night, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But still, that, after, I know you worked all day, you guys worked all day yesterday, putting a car together, fixing a car, so it's got to make you feel good.
It did. I mean, man, I wanted to be 2 spots up, but, after the luck we've had the past 2 weeks, I was happy I don't have to fix another race car this week. So.
Right.
Got to rebound somewhere. You can't just, when all the big names and everybody comes around town, or even within 2, 3, 4 hours, I'm a big supporter of, I don't care what kind of car you got, whatever, or if you don't have the money or you don't have the power, I still want to run with the big people, man. I still always did that in the micro and stuff. We traveled everywhere to run. I want to run with the best just because it's fun. And you get to watch the show too. If you don't make the show, you're still at the Outlaw show.
Right.
So, that's cool. But I just, a lot of these people, they're like, oh, why you waste your money go doing that? Why do you, people always are complaining about, I wouldn't go run with them. You're going to burn this up and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Yeah, but guess what? I ran with the Outlaws and you stayed here. I'm still a big advocate of people traveling around and just, kind of getting your head beat in, because that's what you got to do to be fast. But then those people also don't realize when you go do that for a few months or say something like that and you come back here, it's easy.
Yep. I agree. Like last night, it was just kind of like a walk in the park, and I loved it. I was comfortable again in a race car, and I haven't felt that in a long time, and I loved it. And then
it'll get your confidence back up when you come home. You do really good, and you're like, man, that was not, say, easy because of the people here, but just it made everything good again. So now you're like, I want to get back out and do the other stuff again. And then you may have a couple bad, they say not bad races, but realistically, when you're a local dude and you go to an outlaw and a high limit show, to put it in the show is the deal.
Right.
It ain't like you're going to go, everyone wants to win, but you can't say, I'm going to go to the high limit show and, I'm going to be on the podium.
Right.
Yeah. You do that, hell yeah. But realistically, anytime that, say, I would go to a bigger show, there'd be 40, 50 of the best of the best. The show was the goal, and then after that, do whatever you want to do. Yeah. But I just think that a lot of people, it kind of pisses me off when people start talking about, why are these people doing this, or why is this guy traveling here? They may not make the show or they may not do this, but I'm like, I don't know, it gets under my skin bad. It gets me fired up pretty good, because I'm all for everyone going to anywhere and anything. Even if Yoder wanted to go to the Outlaw show, I'm in.
Hey, he's been there before.
I know.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah. But why not?
Right.
If you have a car and you have the money to get in, who cares? And people are going to be like, oh my God, look at him. And now maybe the Outlaws probably would have said, hey man, you're 7 or 8 seconds off the pace. But still, I'm real a big advocate on everybody traveling around and hitting all the big shows. And then I think it just makes everyone faster. And, then you come to anything semi-local or whatever, and, you're the guy to beat. You're the guy that they know is going to be a top 5 guy because you've been out there, getting beat up on. And I love that idea, man.
Yeah. What's your racing plans for, the rest of the year?
Take a break from Jacksonville for sure.
I think that's probably a good idea.
I agree. Luckily, if stuff went bad again, I have a good group of friends that were ready to go to Illinois and pick me up another car we've been eyeing up. But if it went that bad again, I was just going to park it for a while and come back in a few weeks after we have our nice break. And
I know you'll beat the Ironman, I assume.
Yep.
Maybe some Farmington between now and then.
Yeah, we'll probably stick around for a little while. I'd say a good amount of races, just kind of get our confidence back up and get everything rolling again. And
I guess the only plus is at least it's frame, not motor issues.
yeah, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I kind of want to save my stuff for the Outlaws and maybe hit a few shows after that. But my main goal this year is to make the Ironman. Last year we were dicing it up with Landon Crawley. That's a really big name.
Right.
Yeah, it was a C main, but to be able to race with him.
Well, see, then that goes back to that. You're in a C main racing Landon Crawley.
Yeah.
Right.
in
I mean,
Jason Sides.
So I mean, people were like, "Oh, why is he doing this?" Well, that dude does it every week, and he spends $1 million a year. So I mean, obviously you belong, so it don't matter. I mean, that make the Ironman would be cool.
I love seeing our local guys go up, try to run the Outlaws or anything.
Oh man, I mean, when we were younger, man, that was so cool to like. Well, I say when we were younger, everybody was still racing, but like the whole point was to go on the Outlaw show when Farmington would go. Everybody would go up there from our town because you would watch Timmy, your dad. I mean, Tommy, and when instead of 1 or 2 going, you had 8 to 10.
Yep, Steve Short was there every year. Yeah,
and some of them would never even come close to making the show or whatever. But I went because of that,
right?
So I mean, that's badass. That was. I wish more people like that. Even, Birch, man, he needs to get up there and try it. I don't even know if he's probably ever tried that.
I don't think so.
I think he kind of just runs Farmington and stuff. But I mean, like, even all of them. Any of the other guys, I think Asher needs it. He'll probably do it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Try.
Yeah.
Gage.
You know who we need to get up there? We need to get Ronnie Hartley up there, the old porch bandit.
And I tell you what, last night we were going back to Farmington. Did you lap Ronnie last night?
I don't think so. I think we were close, and then the red came out.
Red came out. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, he's on the struggle bus, dude.
Well, here, I mean, I don't want to hijack Corbin's show here, but I mean, Ronnie, he's got a girlfriend now, though, don't he?
I guess.
So maybe
do it to him, man.
Maybe sprint cars. He's over. He's thinking about the hotel.
You never know with him.
You never know. She's probably like, "Hey man, I don't want you to take that car out there because your rear bumper sucks." I'm embarrassed till you can get a new one of those.
All right, so Corbin, we'll get back to you. I know. So September, there's a Power Ice show at Benton. Mm-hmm. I would say there's probably a good chance she'll take your stuff down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you run Benton. You run pretty decent down there. You've run there a few times. Last year was it, or was it 2 years ago? You run down there.
I have once this year. I think we did twice last year.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, and that's a show. Tentatively, we're scheduled to do a podcast from that show.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do some live stuff.
Yeah, we'll do.
Those guys have constantly like wanted us to come down there. And we already had a schedule kind of going for the whole podcast deal, and then the Benton guys come aboard, and they're like, "No, come down here, here," and I'm like, "Crap."
Yeah,
wish we'd have seen them ahead of time so we could have kind of got them going too. But
yeah, we got a suite for that night, and we'll bring you up, do a little interview. It ain't gonna be nothing like this, it might be a little 2 to 5 minute interview, but we're gonna try to get all of our local guys on there and talk to them. Catch up with you, see how hopefully by then your season's turned around.
God, I hope.
I know the spare parts got to be getting thin, so we need some good results here.
Bad, like I'm down to my bare minimum right now, and just about out of rear ends. We have a corner in the shop. We call it rear end row. I mean, we are running low.
Yeah.
But,
well, I know you're a Keith. You guys will find a way to get that car back together.
Yeah, luckily Harbor Freight sells Porta Powers, so that's the only way we were going to race last night, and our motor plate was probably about that far from our frame, so we just had to kind of shove it back in there, put some bolts in it, and tighten it up.
Hey, it works.
Harbor Freight's the bomb. If they made sprint car chassis, I'd have one.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have Harbor.
Out their jack stands, their sprint cars, I'd love to have them.
I'd have anything the Harbor Freight made. Some of their power tools are a little sketchy, but I would. Everything I buy from there, man, I put it to the freaking test, and it never fails.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is off topic. Where'd you guys pit last night? Because I got there late. And I come in up top, and you weren't there, so you must have been down the hill somewhere.
Yeah, we were down the hill. Not sure if you've seen Stephen Russell's hauler.
Okay.
We were on the other side of him.
I wondered, because I meant to come down and talk to you guys. I seen you walking the track at intermission, but I wasn't going to bug you then. But, so one question I have, and I asked Gage this, and it's a question that's going to hit home to you. Your dad is a very well-known and respected sprint car driver in the Midwest. What's it like following his footsteps? Do you feel a lot of pressure living up to the Keith name, or how does that go?
No, like locally, whenever we're at Farmington, I'm like, I have to run good here. And, he can fit in my seat. So if I mess up too much, he'll find a way to get in there and show me up. So.
Does he tell you that all the time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Which I don't blame him. And it's a lot of pressure, but I love it. I mean, getting to race with him, not everyone gets to race with their dad.
Right.
Like, there's a handful of people that I know of that have been able to do that. And for me and him to be able to duke it out, not hit each other, I loved it. But, I mean, if we did hit each other, it was going to be a long ride home.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something I want him to get back in the car so we can do it again, because I feel like me and him are both pretty close now, and I'd love to do it again.
Well, he can say he's retired, but I know the opportunity arises. He's not retired.
Oh, absolutely.
So that was one thing Jeremy and I talked about. He kind of announced retirement, and I'm like, do we need to get him on? We're like, wait, he ain't retired.
There's no way. He
Yeah.
loves it too much.
Yeah. He's just he's doing what he's got to do as a father to keep his son in the car, and that's his
and
head right now.
being a 45-year-old brand new dad.
Yeah.
Right? I can't imagine.
He ain't retired. I guarantee he's tired.
Oh, boy, struggling.
Yeah.
About 8 o'clock, he taps out.
Ugh. I couldn't do that, because I mean, he's the same age as me, so
Yeah.
I'd be on the struggle bus, man.
So I know he reminds you quite often about tearing stuff up and threatens to kick you out of the seat. Just so you know, I know you know, but he's not the world's greatest on equipment either. He's tore up more cars, than you have by a long shot. So just make sure you remind him of that, and if needed, tell him I said it.
Oh, I definitely will be mentioned, because it has been brought up a few times, like, kid, you're going to have to do something. I was like, well, you tell me to drive, I drive, you don't like it, and now look where we're at. But
I did get a chuckle. I'm going to bring up the you and Asher deal from a couple weeks ago, and Jason went on Facebook and said, well, I coached him to drive that way. That's the way you got to drive at Jacksonville. And I don't disagree with that. My only thing was, as a lap car, maybe not, but hey, heat of the moment, it's different. It's different. Heat of the moment, but he can't give you any slack, because he's done more than you have, and then some.
that he has. And at Jacksonville, I thought I had the wave round. Like, they gave me the wave round on the caution, so I thought I had my lap back. And, we went from 9th to 4th in the heat race, which is really, really good. And I started last in the feature, because the guy in front of me who was running 3rd, I was getting ready to pass him, spun out on the cushion and popped my right rear, which it was a racing deal. Me and him still talk every day pretty much. Well, not every day, but every time we're at Jacksonville. And I thought I had my lap back, and, I wanted to try to get a top 10. That was my goal, and I seen the opportunity arise. He got loose coming out of 2. I showed my nose. I pretty much let him know, I'm here. This is what's going to happen. I did it and didn't hit the brakes, and I hate it for all parties involved, but, if that's the way it has to be, it has to be.
See, that's, I'm friends with Jeff. I'm friends. Your dad is a friend of mine, so I don't want to get in the middle of it. But I feel like I needed to bring it up, because I feel like it needs to be said. But,
that's what everybody listens for.
They wanted
to hear him talk about it, and Asher's going to listen to it, and he's going to be like,
oh, yeah, he is.
That son of a bitch, he talked about that. That ain't the way it happened. And he's going to be like, that ain't the way it happened. That's just the way it is, man.
Hearing your side of the story and saying, you thought you had your lap back, I can respect that. Because before, I'm like, man, I know shit happens, but as a lap car, you can't do that. But I understand now, like, it makes it better in my eyes. I hate that it happened to you guys.
Whatever Sutton is better in his eyes is the way it should be.
That's right. That's the way the world should go.
It's the way the world works.
Yeah, I hated it, because we've all been friends with Asher for a while, and it sucks how it went down. Sucks how everybody kind of went about it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Right, and that's hey, we're all humans, we're all adults here, and heat of the moment, everybody does things that you go back and wish you could change later on. And I don't know if Asher feels that way, because no secret, Asher's a hothead at times, but That's who he is. So,
Yeah, but everyone, when you race with the same group of guys, well, I say that was in Jacksonville, but still same group of guys. When you're racing with all the same group of guys, you're going to wreck into, if it's not your buddy,
Yep.
you're going to, wreck into a lot of different people. And the split-second decisions on all that stuff, people in the stands may think it's that easy, but it's not that easy. Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah, yep.
that's half the time you don't even know you did it until it's done.
Right.
Stuff like that. And
See, I've never been in, a race car really. I drove a micro once for this guy. And
shit,
you slow warm up faster than I went around the track racing.
it was pretty awesome.
It was bad though, dude. But so I can't, I have no say really on that kind of stuff because I've never been in a car. I don't know what it's like. I don't know how fast this stuff happens. I know what happens fast.
And you can't see everything. That's the other thing. You can't see nothing.
I mean, you
but
have a wing board right here that's covering half your vision and that much of a window. I mean, stuff is going to happen. Just when and where.
It is. And I agree with your dad on that's the way you have to drive Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. If you don't drive aggressive at Jacksonville, you're going to get your butt handed to you.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to be willing to go on the bottom, slide up to the fence, and just hope you clear everybody.
Yep.
And, just this past week, I watched. Did you guys stay for the feature?
Well, we were loading up our carnage, but yeah.
Joe B and Nienheiser went at it. Joe B and I guess he was running second and passed, was it Urish for the lead? No, Armitage. Yeah, passed him for the lead, and Nienheiser was coming past Joe B, and then they got to lap traffic, and what happened? Those guys bang wheels. It was a racing deal. It wasn't, Joe B spun out, went back to third, and that's where he finished. It's tight quarters up there. And
so that's bullshit. Nienheiser couldn't have done it because we like Joe B.
Well, watching it, I thought Nienheiser come down on him.
He did.
I don't know.
I didn't watch it, but he did.
Yeah, but, I respect Joe B. He got out and said, hey, that wasn't anything he did. It was us battling for the lead, and we banged wheels. There's nothing wrong with it.
We don't know Nienheiser, so don't blame him for it.
But
he could be a real good guy, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I feel like Farmington's probably a safe place for you for a while.
Absolutely.
You've ran really well there. You stepped up out of the micro game was 2023?
End of 22 maybe.
Yeah, because I was right back in when I got back into everything, because I don't remember him ever being in micros, and then when I got buying cars and doing stuff, I think they were already gone. So it had been 22.
I remember, I've told your dad this. You stepped in a sprint car, and I'm like, what are they doing? That kid ain't ready. I was wrong. You stepped into a sprint car and got fast, like right away.
It was like, that's my safe places in that cockpit. Like, I have control of everything. Like, I know what's going on in front of me. Don't know what's happening behind me, but I know what's going on in front of me. And I was surprised myself. I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this until, we got 3-4 races in after I got all my spin outs over with and whatnot and trashing stuff. And something I'm very glad we did get into.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy, but, in no time, I was like, I was wrong, because you were contending. You was running top 3 and top 5, a month in?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that, and I was like, holy crap. And at that time, your dad was driving for Peanuts or whatever you call him, and, but I'd like to see your dad back out there, you guys battling it out, and I know it'll happen at some point.
I hope. I've been searching everywhere to find him a ride because I cannot stand to see him, like... He'll sit on the couch and we'll be watching like a high limit or outlaw race, and his feet are just doing like the gas and brake pedal. I'm like, this dude still has the itch. I'm like, Dad, just drive this thing one time.
Right.
He's like, no, this is your ride.
Yeah.
Come on. We need a mechanics race at Farmington.
They used to have one every year.
We need to bring it back.
I mean, Daryl probably would. He'd probably do just to ask.
Right.
He'll probably do anything.
Now, could Bree handle seeing both of you guys in a race car again?
No, probably
I don't
not,
think so.
But we're going to try it.
I remember, last year, I guess, about end of September.
Hey, guys, this is Jeremy Booyer and Jeremy Sutton here with the Dirty Right Rear podcast. we want to highlight one of our sponsors, supporters, and everything else with Expert Graphics, Powder Coating, and Fabrication. Expert Powder Coating and Fabrication is a family-owned business out of Farmington over in the industrial park. You can go over there and get some graphics, lettering, anything for your race cars. Get some powder coating done for your race cars, any other kind of stuff. Get any kind of fabrication also done with them. You can come over there and talk to Andy Moss. He's in there just plugging away at the computer, designing everything, doing whatever he can. You got Dennis in the back with his lab coat, mixing up the powder coat, really getting the stuff going. And then you got Dan over there just fabricating anything and everything you want. But if you want to hit them up, Expert Powder Coating over in Farmington at the industrial park, you can give them a call, 573-756-7324. Hey guys, Jeremy Booyer, Jeremy Sutton here of the Dirty Right Rear podcast, and also Chad Winch of the Barn. We got to thank our new big sponsor that we just picked up, Double D Motorsports. Double D Motorsports in Farmington specializes in all types of race car parts, from new and used, even full rollers and race-ready cars. Katie and Daryl are notorious for making full buyouts and buying a lot of people's stuff out. You never know what they will have over there at Double D. Check back every week to see what kind of new stuff they have arriving. Plus, get your weekly items for your racing, such as oils, lubes, tear-offs, seat belts, fuel jugs, all kind of miscellaneous items. You can go to Double D Motorsports Mondays and Thursdays, 10 to 6, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 3. Or you can call them, see if they'll meet you over there, 573-747-7816. Their address is 2882 Highway 67, Farmington, Missouri. It's just south of Farmington. Go over to Double D Motorsports and get all your racing needs.
Going in and talking to your dad and Bree, and she was about 8.5 months pregnant at that time. And you guys were going to a show at Jacksonville, and the doctor gave her strict orders not to leave town. And I don't think she listened. But then, like the following week, you guys went to Jacksonville, and I know she did listen at that point. I think she was on bed rest or something at that point. But I know I don't think her nerves could handle it.
No, definitely being that pregnant, probably not.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're probably worse now.
Yeah, it's not good.
Does she still get worked up when you're on the track?
Yeah, we have to bleep out some videos.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and, silence some parts.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those firsthand.
Hey, that's one good thing about going to the races around here, seeing some of the women.
Oh man,
go crazy, dude! It's awesome.
I ain't gonna say her by name because I don't know her name, but I ain't gonna say what car she was with. But there was one running through the pits at Farmington last night, yelling, cussing.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, calling drivers no good, driving POS. It was awesome.
Yeah, but that's badass, man. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I mean. And they're passionate about it, so that's cool. Yeah, but no, I love all that shit.
Gotta shake it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, man.
A normal race night.
I mean, the sprint cars sometimes ain't as bad, but man, you get into some modifieds, street stock back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Woo, man.
Generally speaking, sprint cars kind of police themselves for the most part.
Most of the time.
Before we forget, you want to thank your sponsors?
I would. Premier Door. C&H Auto Body, Pasdera Hauling, Ragsdale Asphalt and Paving, B2D Manufacturing, 3T Polishing and Detail, Lansco, Amberlin's Boutique, Bill Spray Foam, JC's Suspension and Collision Repair, and I might have just got them all first try. Yeah. Ace Accounting, Great Mortgage, Kim Bach. She came on board later this year, and most importantly, my grandparents. They've there's no way I could be as far as I am now if it wasn't for them, and my dad, Bree, all my family. Greg, Angie, my friends Garrett, Aiden, Carson. I mean, they don't care to jump in and help. They're the ones who helped us switch frames, and I couldn't be more grateful. But my dad, man, if it wasn't for that dude, I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah, I have to agree, with between your dad and your grandpa Arlen, and there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
They've been involved in racing for as long as I've been around, and obviously I know Arlen has been involved a lot longer than that. So, I think it's cool to have a grandpa that involved, and I know your grandma is too. I don't know her, but I do know your grandpa a little bit. And so your pit crew is Greg. Who else?
So
Greg's been around since like the 50s.
Greg has been, and we'll touch on Greg a little bit.
yeah,
after.
let's talk on Greg.
Yeah.
Man, you could write a whole storybook about him.
He was, I say, used to be one of my good friends. He's always been my good friend, but we've started side by side riding and camping and doing all kinds of stuff, and we hung out and done all that when I guess Jason was getting in rides and stuff, so Greg wasn't as involved at that time. But and Greg's been around forever.
Greg and I, when I was younger than Corbin. I was like 13, 14. We'd go four-wheeler riding. He had a blaster that he thought was the shit. And I had a little Kawasaki 110 that I thought was the shit. But, we'd rip all over. We had trails. Back that time, I believe his mom had a house down in around the Elephant Rocks, and we had trails through our front yard. And he had... Jeremy, I'll remember. Do you remember his Chevy pickup, like the 70s, that was like purple?
I guess I remember that.
Oh man, you're gonna have to ask Greg about that. Was his baby, and this was, I believe this was back when he was married. Trying to remember what year. We're talking late 90s. He was.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was a long time. So when Haley, his daughter, was a baby. That's when I hung out with Greg.
Oh, see, I wasn't even around for that. I'm talking like
you come
10, 15 years.
Yeah,
ago,
your party days. Yeah. My days with Greg, he, my mom or my dad dated his mother-in-law, and they lived together, and we was inseparable, man. At that time, Greg wasn't really into the racing that I remember, but he's a character.
Oh man, he is. I mean.
Who's the guy?
There's so much I could say.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, he's been around for as long as I can remember. I mean, He's taught me a lot of things, and just little things, keeping the trailer clean, keep it stocked up on tools, make sure everything's good to go, like keeping my head right, not getting...
And you gotta have a guy like Greg. I don't know if he does this, but there's always a guy in the group, mostly with a father and son team, that if you and your dad are going to start going at it, there's always a middleman.
The level-headed
Greg
guy.
is probably, I would say, is a middleman, because every group of race car driver, or every group of, if your dad has any involvement in it, there's always a buddy or somebody in there that's just like, hey man, let's get let's get out of here, because he knows it's about to go down.
Right. Yeah.
And if I was to go racing without my dad, Greg would be the person I take. I mean,
that's
that
cool.
dude knows everything.
Him and I don't talk a lot anymore, but when I see each other, hi, how you doing, type thing. But Greg was when I was your age, Greg was an important part of my life as well. Mm-hmm. So,
man, when I see him, I see him at Walmart not too long ago. I was a couple of months ago, and my 30-minute Walmart trip turned into 2-hour Walmart trip, and I was like, God dang! But then we haven't seen each other and got to do anything cool since we used to run around. So I was like, man, I gotta catch you up on all this cool shit.
Yeah.
Who did he help at first, though? Who was that guy in Bonne Terre?
Campbell, was it?
No, he lived on Old Bonne Terre Road or something.
What?
Had a sprint car right in his garage.
Yeah, 28. It was 20. I'm pretty sure you're talking the Old Bonne Terre Road right up from the pond.
Yeah, and say if you're going from Deloge to Bonne Terre, you cross the bridge right there on the right.
What? I think it was. Come on.
I don't think it was Campbell. I don't remember his name, but he always had a nice car.
Yeah, yeah.
That was who he helped for a while.
A long time, yeah. I can't remember that guy's name. It's on. I don't know. We're going to feel stupid now. Another person I want to touch on, I know you guys have a great relationship with Chad Kiminal.
Yes, we do.
Tell us, I know he helps you guys out a lot, so tell us about that.
So Chad is pretty much my crew guy from Ohio at this point. I mean, if we're racing on Dirt Vision, or if my dad calls him, tells him what the car's doing, he tells us what we need to do. What I need to do different is most of the time throw my balls over my shoulder and go.
Yeah.
And, it's something I struggle with. And up to this year, I had no clue how to run a curb or a cushion or anything. And then we talked for 15 minutes at Peevely, and he told me everything I needed to know. I just had to apply it. And Chad's helped us out a lot through all of the micro stuff, through getting started in the sprint car. And, we pretty much buy a lot of parts from him because he helps us out. So.
And I know I've actually asked your dad how that friendship started, and he basically said, I bought a car from him. And then we just started talking, and he said, now I talk to the guy daily.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that, I know he's not a big, huge name in the sprint car game anymore, but, man, when you was a kid, Chad Kimenol was a name.
Yep.
So that's cool that you have him in your corner, and I knew that I wanted to talk about that at least.
Is his boy still racing?
Yeah. He's out right now. He broke his back,
I think.
Yeah, I think something.
The drive line come up and hit him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And, I think it was the brake maybe, or part of the rear end came, through the back of the seat.
Yeah, that's
ripping
right.
It out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's hurt right now, and hoping he gets better here soon and gets back on the track. So,
yeah. What we'll ask you a few questions here. What's been your biggest win?
My first one. It had to have been my first one. I mean, Sterling Kling was at Farmington, and he's a pretty big name now. He runs everywhere.
Yep.
And he got loose coming out of 4. And, I mean, we're on white flag lap, so I'm just letting it all hang out, And this is the first race of last year, and I was struggling because I hit winter a little too hard and, didn't get ready. So I was very tired after that one, but it was cowboy up. He got loose. I drove by him, and then it was just gone from there. I mean, that was by far my biggest win, and I actually rewatch that video quite often if I need to get a little confidence booster, and that was probably my biggest one.
I can't ask that question without asking what's been your biggest heartbreaker in the race car?
Whew. Man. Probably that same night my motor blew up. We pushed off to drive it back to the trailer, and it blew up.
I remember that now. Yeah.
That was...
Yep.
And luckily Adam Parmley let us run a 360 and lent it to us, and very grateful for that because it kept my points up, and we're able to salvage a second place finish in points last year, and that was probably my biggest upset ever.
Yeah. So one question we ask a lot of people on the podcast is the dirty right rear question. Have you ever heard this?
I think I have.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Tell us about the dirtiest right rear that you've ever given and the dirtiest right rear you've ever been given.
We're going to throw this one back to the go-kart days.
All right.
Me and Gage Montgomery running side by side at Viburnum. I ran in there just wide open, 12-year-old kid. I ran in there and just took him completely out, shoved him all the way up to the wall. I still have that video on my phone, and believe it or not, I haven't been fed a lot of right rears, but as much scrap as I talk, I'm surprised I haven't. Man.
If you don't have one, it's it's fine.
I definitely have one. It's just not ringing a bell, but
that's all right.
Yeah.
It's tough, being put on the spot. There's a lot of times I don't make notes on stuff anymore, and I have all these questions in my head that I want to ask Corbin this, and then on the way home I'll be like, shit, I didn't ask him half of that stuff. It's you get up here under the lights and the camera, and
and the audience.
Yeah, the audience, yeah. The audience on this one's pretty rough. But, it's still fun though. You get up here and you BS and you talk about racing. It's something you love, something you're passionate, something you've grown up in. Do you ever see yourself not racing?
I don't know. Last year, I was really just tossing around the idea of just hanging it up because, I'm trying to get my business going. I just wanted to make money, but now that, I'm decent, that's all I want to do. It's all I've ever wanted to do. And, whenever I get down on myself at times, I'm like, actually, me and my dad had this conversation on our way home from Jacksonville. This is all I've wanted to do ever since I was little. I grew up watching you, looking up to everybody. Why would I want to throw this away?
Right.
And you just graduated, right?
Yep.
So what are you going to do now? I mean, what's the plan? Not racing-wise, just life-wise.
So right now I have my own power washing business.
Okay.
B&K Power Washing. That's taken off really well. Maybe in a few years join the operators union and local 513, try to get hooked up in that. That way just have a steady income all the time. And I still want to try to race as much as I can, be competitive, race with all these big guys. And I've also tossed around the idea of getting on a team and just traveling with them. and just working on their cars all the time.
I know, man, a ton of guys learn a lot of stuff from that.
Mm-hmm.
Spinning road on the year. If that's something, Tyler Worley, you talk to Tyler about that. Because I know him and I talked about that, and he grew up a lot and learned a ton the year he was on the road with Rodney Sanders.
Yeah.
But it's tough giving up racing because you go from racing every week to, if you're lucky, once every couple months.
Yeah.
So that's definitely tough. You have to be ready to give it up for a while.
And the pay difference between operators union and going on the road is gonna be substantial.
And it would be awesome.
It'd be cool, but if you do that, you need to do it now.
Yeah.
Yep. Now's the time
before you get to it. Because if you want to join the operators union, I've been a union electrician for 25 years now, and if you want to get into that, which I know your dad and your grandpa, obviously that's going to be a easy step for you, but to get in it now and then later on, you'll be killing it. Yeah. And I know kids don't think about insurance and retirement and stuff, but all that stuff's badass. So yeah, you do that. You want to get on the road with some race teams or something, I'd do that as early as possible. And then that way, if you're like, we better get a job, at least you're not 35.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So where do you see Corbin Keith in 10 years from now?
Oh, boy. Honestly, probably doing the same thing I'm doing now, but maybe at a higher level. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's what everybody hopes. But honestly, I would like to still be racing all the time as much as I can. I just probably still be stupid as ever and try and have a little bit of fun here and there. But
now, I am going to ask you about one sponsor that I didn't hear you thank, and I don't know if they still help you. So if they don't, I'm going to feel bad. But is Jeff and Stacy Watson still involved?
No, not anymore.
No? Okay. I wasn't sure if they were or not. So
I still talk to them, whenever I see them at the track, but they're just not involved anymore, which is totally fine. They have their own stuff going on.
Are they helping anybody at all now?
Probably Peanuts if I had to guess. I know they've been with them for a long time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've seen that name on that car for
Yeah.
ever.
Now, did they stay with you last year or no?
To be honest with you, I don't really remember.
See, I can't. I was thinking they did, but I could be wrong. So
They might have.
I've been friends with those guys for a long time. I don't really talk to them much anymore. No reason, just life happens. Busy but I got a lot of respect for those guys.
Yep, they're good people.
Yep. Got anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I was going to bring up all kinds of stuff, but I guess
no, let's go.
Well, when he, talking about his dad and filling the shoes. Can you stay up all night long? Because back in the prime, I think your dad.
Boy,
we seen the sunshine at Farmington's racetrack.
More times than they can count.
That was just the thing you did back in the day. When you raced, you got done, everybody had, half the time your trailer was still unloaded. Sometimes you would load some stuff up, but you would sit there and the gates would be open until morning and they never would even shut them. It was insane. And the younger people these days don't even have a clue what went on with that. You would not even know if you knew half the stuff that would happen. It was just,
is the statute of limitations up on the red Lumina?
Oh, that was white.
White. Okay.
I don't know I don't think Jason was there.
Well, I know, but can we tell that story now without you getting in trouble?
Oh yeah, I would think. I don't even remember who owned the track at the time.
Well, I'm talking about it was your mom's car.
Oh no, that was my work car.
Oh well, I thought it was your mom's car.
My dad's work car, and then I took it over.
Okay.
And then we were out the racetrack, and we were all drinking water, and I had a Lumina, and another guy had another car. I think it was Masson, but I don't remember which one. And we were out there on the track just hammer down 2 or 3 in the morning.
Let's backtrack on Mass. It was Masson.
Okay.
And his dad, it was a car they were supposed to be working on. It wasn't even Masson's car. It was a car that they was working on for a customer.
We were just hammering it out, and my buddy was with me, and I was like, "Hey, we're going to the next." They just started flagging, and he jumped to start on me, and I was like, "We're going into the corner," and I'm door slamming this. And I said, I don't care. This is my work ride. I don't care what it looks like. So we put it in there, and a regular car, the wheels are like this, just going go, 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 go. And I looked over, and Maston's eyes are this big, and he hits the brakes and goes flying in the infield and gets stuck on the drain pipe. And while I was thinking, I was like, man, there's people in the crowd. There was like 3 people in the stands, and I was looking up, and it was like Corey Franklin. And then I think Worley was flagging. And I mean, it was insane. I don't know if your dad was part of that one, but he was part of a lot of other
He's told me
shit.
some stuff that I'm not going to talk about on here, but I'm like, dude, how did you get by with this stuff?
I mean, no doubt. Even on just a normal night, you would stay there until 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I mean, there was way more times than I even could think of that it was daylight when everybody left.
Yeah.
And I mean, no big deal.
Well, I remember you'd come by on Saturday or Sunday, and sometimes people would move their trailers out to the parking lot.
Yeah, so we'll get locked in.
So you'd come by Sunday at 9 o'clock, and there'd be trailers everywhere, race cars, race parts flung everywhere. Not a soul to be found because they're all passed out somewhere.
You can't do any of that stuff nowadays. You'd go to prison.
That's no kidding.
I mean, it would be bad, but man, it was some fun, and the times were so much different too. Like everybody was the racing. Everybody does talk about racing being a big family. Everyone in the whole pits. It's still like that, but man, it ain't nothing like it was.
It's very divided nowadays.
It's. I mean, you could have a part and be like, man, that guy broke that part. Nowadays everybody's like, yeah, we got that, but screw him.
Yeah.
Whatever. But before you'd be like, man, that guy broke that part. We got one.
Might be the last one, but
and you would give it to him,
right?
And stuff like that. I always tell, like, we race with all the micro kids, and Sam kind of just got into it, and people will always come up to us because he's got a bigger trailer and stuff, and be like, hey, you guys got parts or anything? And Sam's like, do you let people borrow? I said, here's what you do with the racing community. You let anyone, or this is the way I roll with it, you let anyone borrow something, as long as it ain't something crazy, and if they don't return it, then you just lost your part, but those people are out. They don't ever borrow shit from you again.
Right.
But if they bring it back, then you can go get something from them too.
Right.
And because those people that don't bring it back or don't pay you, they're not going to be around anyway. That's a whole nother freaking episode talking about shit like that. But I guarantee you. And Greg was probably a part of a lot of those nights too. I just don't remember him as good, but man,
everything got a little fuzzy after midnight, didn't it?
Shit. Yeah. And we done way wrong stuff that, drinking and doing that. I mean,
we won't talk about some of the stuff that happened, some of the stories I've heard.
It's awful. Awfully cool. No, but yeah, man, it used to be so much fun. I mean, it does suck that a lot of the younger generation don't get to see a lot of that, which, I mean, I'm sure you could pull right out there in the grass and outside the gate, and you probably still hang out all night long. Daryl probably wouldn't care, but there's so much just other stuff. Cops would roll in there and they'd just be like, hey, man. They'd be like, oh, that's Tommy Worley and Tim Montgomery. And they'd be talking in there. Now, if a cop rolled in there, everybody would be like, shit.
All right, what's going on?
We're going to jail.
Well, I hope that there's about one fight at night at the racetrack, so it's already
there's already cops there. Yeah. Yeah, that's getting kind of rough. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Keeping them busy, so
yeah.
I like seeing flashy lights.
Yep.
Yeah, you seen them last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was standing. I was at Asher's car, and we're like, "What the heck's going on now?" Here come the cops. We're like, "Come on, we missed all the excitement on the track, but it's never a dull moment."
Never, definitely around these areas. They bring out the finest.
So, and it's something I talked to a gentleman about last night that's from St. Louis area. He's like, tracks up there don't have security in the pits, and I'm like, man, you think of it, and you don't see that. But at Farmington, shoot, you got to have 10 security guards running around at all times.
You go anywhere down past like
Peevely
County, Peevely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
security.
I don't remember seeing security at Peevely.
No, probably
Tri-City. I don't. Jacksonville have security in the pits.
No.
Yeah,
I don't.
And it's something I never thought about until that guy said that.
Farmington, even not like police, but that one lady, she carries a freaking gun on her.
I know. She's scary.
Yeah.
She's a sweet lady, though.
She'll pistol whip your ass.
That's Kevin Mosier's mom,
No shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, she's always been nice to me. I'm staying home.
Yeah, no.
Inside.
She's always been nice, but I didn't know that was his mom.
Yep.
Shit.
That's his mom.
Yeah, she carries a gun. And I'm like, man, this lady's carrying a gun at the track.
I don't want to get serious.
I was at Colin Palmer's car last night. There was a little bit of drama there. And she come rolling up, and I hear a woman in the background, Hagatha, what are you doing here? And I'm like, holy crap, you call her that?
Did she just fire a couple rounds up in the air to get everybody scared away?
No, it was all over. Bobby Anderson had it all
There's
under
no way,
control.
man. If I had that gun and there was a fight, I'd roll up there and I'd just go, tat, 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 tat. Let's break this up.
I'm here.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off track. Let's go ahead. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, that's good. We're going to end up going all night long talking about dumb shit.
Yeah, and
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it.
some of us got to get up at work early in the morning.
Yep.
How about you, Corbin? You get up early?
Yeah.
What's early?
Well, probably tomorrow just 6:30. So I'm still.
Dude, I've been at work for 2.5 hours by then.
Yeah. Well, that's why I just started my own thing. I
Yeah.
can sleep in whenever I need to.
I don't blame you. I'm not. I wasn't smart enough to do that as a kid or a young adult, or do what Jeremy did and get in the union. I'm a hard-working factory guy. Well, I wouldn't say hard-working, but I'm a working factory guy. So.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
But hey, it pays the bills
You
somewhat.
got a job. There ain't too many people who can say that.
Yeah, that's
still kidding.
Mostly
unfortunately.
if you're under 30.
Yeah, right.
None of them have
I
jobs.
tell you, man, we can't find people right now. It's brutal. You hear people say it, and
I think the average age of like construction or any trades right now is like 45, 50. Well, there's no young people that
see,
do
I
it.
don't know that I could physically do that kind of work.
Oh, I can't now. It's starting to get rougher now, but I'm just saying, like the kids that want to do it, they're like, "Well, do you got to go outside?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, whenever it's
Sometimes.
100+ degrees outside. and
yeah.
we do got to go outside." Well, why would I want to do that? Or they're like, "Well, can you show up? Like, what time you show up?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I leave the house at 5 to get up to the city at 7. Well, it ain't 2 hours. Well, you can't be late and the traffic sucks."
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, why would you even want to do that?"
Yeah.
Well, because you're down here making $10 an hour, and I want to do cool shit like buy race cars and guns and fire caps in the air and shit like that.
You know what? I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
If you want something,
Today, actually.
if you want something, you got to go to work.
Yep.
Some of these kids these days don't want nothing.
And it's adults too. It ain't
Well,
just
it is
kids.
adults
but
too.
yeah. I
or
mean,
or they want shit for free.
yep.
And I mean, whatever, you can get it for free. I'll
Right.
take some of that too. But
Yeah, you got enough to, share with everybody.
yeah,
Right. All right. Let's wrap this up,
Yep.
Corbin. Thanks for coming on. Like I said, this will air end of July, so hopefully between now and then you have some good luck and you shake the monkey off your back.
Yep. Yeah, we appreciate you for coming on, man, and hopefully your dad don't get too man. We didn't talk about him too bad. So.
Yeah.
No.
But I want to bring your dad on sometime. He's one of those guys I have on my list of racers, older racers. I want to get him. I want to get guys like Tommy Worley, Tim Montgomery, the guys that, I grew up watching. Those were some of my heroes, and I know same for you. So eventually we're going to get all those old guys on, and I'm talking to your dad, old guy now.
Well, he is getting up there.
Yeah. So, all right, Corbin, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Me.